So today we're lucky enough to be greeted by the one and only Adam Flores. Adam, we actually connected on Instagram, both Az and I, maybe 2.5, maybe even 3 years ago now. Can you?
2.5 years ago, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It has been. Az.
Yeah, it's interesting how sort of paths cross. I remember getting this message from Adam. I was at the time in Paran, which is a nice little boutique part in Melbourne. I was in our offices there, which we've long progressed from. And just started this conversation and, sort of really genuine guy on the other side and, asking some really good questions. And I think we ended up jumping on and might have been a Skype call or something like that. And yeah, there was just a few things that in your journey that you needed to bring together, a couple of gaps that you're looking to close. And it seems like that was something that we were able to help you with. So maybe let's revisit where you're at when we had that conversation, because I know it was a pretty pivotal moment in your life with what's transpired since then. So maybe share, where you found yourself at that time.
Yeah, so I literally saw Jack closing a $25,000 deal on the phone, and I was at a time where I was looking to get into coaching. And so I'm like, wow, how do you close a $25,000 deal? I've never seen that before. So I reached out to you guys, and I think I reached out to both of you. And Aaron, you got back to me right away, and I said, let's jump on a call. And so you told me that the program was like $20,000, I think, at the time. I don't know what it's at now. I don't know how it's structured, but at the time it was about $20,000, and I had about $2,000 left in my bank account, and I'm thinking, there's no way I can afford this guy. So I asked you, I said, Aaron, I said, what can I get for $2,000? You said about 2 calls. All right, that's all. Well, let's do it. So I literally put my last $2,000 down for these 2 calls. And it was literally the most transformative moment in my entire career because what you gave me was a business model. Mm-hmm. And you showed me how to get away from the one-on-one coaching trap and how to really scale the coaching business. So you also taught me how to price structure. You taught me how to position the program. You taught me how to set it up so that it's marketable and that it sells, and how to launch the program. I mean, it was like an A to Z crash course basically on the best practices on how to launch a program. So I literally followed it to a T, and we went from like struggling to making over 6 figures in 6 months. And that year is the year that I ended up getting married. And had that not come through, I couldn't even imagine like where we would be financially. Brianna and I were having so many conversations, like, how are we going to make it? What are we going to do? And struggling through that season. And I was pounding my head on the wall, sending out direct messages, trying to find clients, undercharging, just not knowing how to really build the program the right way. And it was so neat to just solve so many problems in one place and get on that right path. And so fast forward to today, we now have clients from all around the world. We've been able to hold live events, inner circles, masterminds. We've been able to grow to 40 sales reps. We have just an incredible client base and company now that we run. And it all started from your guys' program. So it's really cool to come back full circle and share the success, because sometimes when you work with somebody, you know what you gave them, you know the seed that you planted, but you don't really get to see it, what it grows into. And so, yeah, it's really neat to be back.
And you make
that's so awesome. Yeah.
For us. We really appreciate you coming back and sharing it with our community. Maybe if you were to paint the picture right now, you're over there in America. Whereabouts in America are you?
Yeah, so I'm in Southern California. I live right in between LA and San Diego, in a place called Orange County. Some people know it as the OC because of all the, movies and things that take place out here. So yeah, I'm right in the happening.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. So it really goes to show that the tools and strategies we teach really are global, and they can help anyone no matter where you're at. Did you have any hesitancy of hiring someone all the way down under, or you knew there was a values match right away and you thought, hey, they are the guys I want to work with? I'd love to hear about that.
Honestly, it didn't even cross my mind as a problem. I just wanted to know how to do it. Yeah. And I think what's cool is, honestly, I live in Southern California, but I could have lived in Texas. Yeah. I could have lived in the middle of a country, and the strategy still would have worked because it was an online strategy. That's the cool thing about it. So yeah, it's a global idea.
Awesome, man.
Maybe probably. I'm sorry, okay, if I interject a little bit here, because I think a lot of people would find it weird that you can have maybe 2 conversations with someone and then go out and build and create exactly what you did. Because one of our philosophies is about, more isn't necessarily adding value. Sometimes less is a far superior model, and you charge for the efficiency at which you can deliver results. So how did you feel about that lesson of, getting probably a really minimum dose, but then seeing the type of results that this can actually deliver? How was that experience?
Yeah, it was really neat. Even though you were a premium price, you took me for those 2 sessions, and there was so much value delivered in those 2 calls. I had pages of notes, and that's exactly what I needed. Like, you gave me exactly what I needed at the right time, and that was the key piece. So I think that had I been maybe in the full program, I don't know, how much even I probably could have got even further. I don't even know. I can't even imagine, because we just had 2 calls together. That was magical.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
And you got some of the wildlife there, by the sounds of it.
Yes, that's South Africa for you. And I guess maybe to sort of paint a picture of sort of what the next 12 months looks like on the business front, maybe, I'm not sure if you're happy to share some numbers or projections or that sort of thing, because I know we've come a long, long way since that conversation 3 years ago. You're happy to share what the business is looking like financially at the moment?
Yeah, definitely. So we're on track to do $2.5 million for this upcoming year, which is going to be really exciting. I'm very excited to go through that. We could do more. We could, end up a little less, but that's what our projected earnings are based off of how this last quarter has been and the momentum that we've been able to generate. So I'm super pumped. We want to grow to 1,000 sales reps. That's our goal. And we want to be able to have massive live events, have you guys come out, of course, and be able to reach the world. That's our goal.
Adam, a massive congratulations on that. And I think something worth mentioning, you, before coming and working with us, you worked with a number of different mentors and coaches previous to us and got a lot of value out of it, I'm sure. Sometimes I think when people are going through their coaching journey, they may sort of think that they've already got everything they need. What would you say to those people sort of sitting on the side, things aren't clicking as much as they should, about coming and working directly with both Az and I?
And that was the problem, is I had all of these courses that I was trying to follow, but it just didn't seem to give me the clear direction. It was like a lot of information, but it was just like a lot of busy things that wasn't leading to a result. So you guys were actually the very first coaches that I hired. And I'm glad that I did, because you guys were the ones that allowed me to get straight there, right? Yes. I would have probably been still studying courses and maybe even having to get a job somewhere. Oh, I couldn't imagine. That's a scary thought to even think about that. So I honestly am grateful that I found you guys first, because you guys knew what you were doing. It wasn't like I wasn't your experiment, right?
Oh, yes.
And that was great. Yeah. Yes.
That's awesome. And I think that really does come down to our philosophy around the minimum effective dose. How can you give your clients the tools and strategies they need now to get to the next level, rather than giving them all the strategies and almost confusing the path to success? So it certainly takes someone great to even identify that they need just these tools for success rather than everything, because really that's what YouTube and Google are for. And a mentor is really someone to paint the path and say, hey, here's what to do next. So thank you.
Yep. Thank you guys. Yes. You guys are rock stars.
Appreciate that. Az.
Yeah, well, I guess you've been very generous, firstly, with your time to jump on. I know it's bedtime for you over there. It's morning for me over here in South Africa, and it's midday for Jack in Australia. So we've had to sort of sync it up here. And I know we thought we were doing this on Tuesday, but got confused because of the day difference. So we appreciate you jumping on, and of course, sharing your journey and your experience, and saying, because not everyone's generous enough to actually come back and sort of say, hey, this is the impact and this is what happened. And the other thing is to acknowledge how many lives you've touched as well with your coaching and your programs. I think that's really what's special to us when we see the exponential ripple effect. Like we go, we have an impact on you, and then that has that massive effect again on hundreds and eventually thousands and hundreds of thousands more people. So maybe to sum it up, if someone was sitting there looking at Jack and Az, like, I like these guys, I'm on the fence, should I work with them, should I have a conversation with them, what would be your recommendation? What would you say to that person, because you've been there, right?
Yeah, well, one of the things I really appreciate about you is how strategic you are and in getting a result. So there's a lot of coaches or consultants out there that know like fundamental concepts or even have a hypothesis or idea on what you need to be doing. Like what I like about what you guys have is that you guys have a clear strategy, a clear plan. You can take somebody you can show them how to position themselves, how to package their programs, how to sell their programs, how to scale their programs. And it's neat to be able to have all that in one place. And I think that it's so hard to find that because there's so many coaches for certain things and you have to go everywhere. And then that coach tells you something different than this coach. It's nice to just be able to come to you guys and get the answer 100%. Yeah. And then not just that, but you're not talking baby money here. You guys are talking big money. Mm-hmm. So I would rather come to people that can show me how to make big money straight there rather than take a bunch of these little coaches that think small and then you follow their plan and it works, but it's not worth it. Mm-hmm. So you guys bring value. Bottom line, totally recommend you.
Thanks, man. That's really nice to hear. And again, just want to say thank you so much for jumping on and sharing. I trust a lot of people are going to get tremendous value from this conversation. And we certainly know the value that you're going to continue to deliver, for years to come. And, we keep watching with a big smile and a lot of pride over here. And, we're certainly looking forward to coming over to California and chilling in person and doing some cool stuff together.
Yeah, that sounds great. I can't wait to have you guys over.
Adam, legend, awesome. We appreciate your time. Thank you for your generosity once again. And we look forward to working with you for many more years into the future. So thanks again.
You got it. Thank you, guys.
Have a great night, brother. Cheers.